everyone, welcome to part 2 of the planner page for the week beginning the 25th of September. It's the 26th Tuesday, and we have the second part for you. Now I have basically all the flowers to do, but also a few little toadstools and a bottle. But I thought we would start with the flowers, the bigger things, and then work on to the smaller things after. I haven't decided if I'm going to do all the greenery in the same colour or not, and how much I'm going to match in with colours I've used already. We'll see. I'm just going to let it go and flow. Now these two are where I'm going to start. I'm going to come in nice and close. Well, I'll keep them both in shot and start here. Now I didn't want to limit my colours too much. I'm trying to think about whether to go for a yellow. It's quite a different colour because we've got blues and purples and pinks and greens, but and reds. But do we do a yellow? It's going to really change the look of the page. I think maybe if I do a lemon, it's a bit colder. I think it'll work better. So I'm going to have a look. I've got a lemon yellow light, and I think there's a proper lemon yellow. There it is. I'm going to use the lemon yellow. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Let's be daring. Oh, I'm just going to say my boys are home now. I was recording this earlier, the first half, and I was having a bit of a worry and a panic, but they're fine. You know how it is, sitting at home worrying, and they're fine. My one boy is absolutely fine. He won a free pizza, and although he found out he can't actually redeem the voucher in the town where we live, so he's a little bit annoyed, but he's going to give it to one of his friends, and he got a few other sweets and bits and bobs, so he's happy. The other boy got nothing and is a bit down in the dumps, but he's okay. He's fine, he's just a bit tired. Right, I'm going to do the petals next. I'm wondering whether to darken that up a bit in places. What should I do? What should I do? I'll leave it for now. We'll do the petals. I'm thinking I'd quite like to do them red. Now we used the alizarin crimson because it was a slightly pinky red, and I'm thinking if we go for not the same red, if we go for the cadmium red, I'm just trying to find it, that looks a little bit pinky too. If you look at the end, a bit pinky, and it might just work, and it will bring some red and a dark colour and some focal point into the picture, and it's a bit daring. We'll see. Right, I'm giving it a sharpen, so cadmium red, and off we go. What I'm going to do is make it darker on the parts that overlap, so at the end here and along here, and then just start to fade it towards the tip. Yeah, when they came in, I made them a hot drink, and they had some biscuits that they'd been given for their birthday, so they had some of those. I think that helped. One of them's now on having a chat online with his friend, and the other one's gone into his bedroom to have a chill. I think they're fine. But you know, mothers worrying. I really need to stop. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying to do more meditation and more, but I forget. You know, I get up in the morning and I do a bit of meditation. I do a bit before I go to bed, but when I really need it, like in the middle of the day, I just forget. So the colouring helps, of course. I'm doing a bit of that, but yeah, it's silly, really, isn't it? I need to remember. This is a really interesting designer flower. This bit around here. It's almost like there's a little bit wrapped around somehow. This line looks like it's like a ribbon. Perhaps it's just my imagination being a bit weird, but yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I've got cramp in my hand today, and my hands got really wet and cold when I was out earlier, and it's left me with a bit of soreness in my hand. I don't know, might be completely unrelated. It's a bit colder today too. Don't usually get sore hands though. But it's probably too much worrying, and I need to just chill. And, but anyway, I can tell you a bit about my meditation. It's a bit better than telling you about me stressing. So I use the techniques by Jack Black. His book is called Mind Store, and I've been to several of his courses actually. I don't know if he runs courses anymore. Anyway, he does a sort of progressive muscle relaxation thing, which is nice. It's not his own thing. It's, you know, my dad was doing it before I was born. And what you do, I'm going to move on to this one. Do the same thing. What you do is you basically either start at your head or your toes, and then you just think about that part of your body. Maybe it might be your face or your scalp, your jaw, your chest, your knees, whatever it might be. You work through and you just imagine it, and then just imagine it being relaxed. And it's as simple as that. But what you can do, if you can't, I find that if I can't relax that part of me for some reason, say my hand is, I tense it hard and then gently release it. And that seems to help release the tension in the muscle if you really can't. So shoulders are particularly one, I shrug them and then I push them down and then let them come back to a natural position, and it seems to just release some of the tension in the muscles there. So you do that first. You've got a whole physical relaxation going on. You obviously need to try and be comfortable, like in sitting in a chair or whatever, but not so comfortable you're going to nod off, because it's very easy to fall asleep. Some people say lie down, but if you're the type of person that falls asleep as soon as you lie down, that's not really a very good thing to do. It's okay if you're using it to get to sleep, obviously, but then the next thing is to imagine yourself are in a shower. You sort of go into a house in your mind and you go into a shower, and the water sort of cleanses away any stress and also heals you of anything that's wrong with you, which is rather nice, just to have a think, to sort of imagine that happening really, which is good. The guy who invented the whole idea is, well, you know, it's not his invention, but he's put it into a format sort of thing. He used to be a big hypochondriac, so having a healing idea was quite good because it took those thoughts away from him, the worries that every little ache and pain was going to be something really bad. I mean, obviously some people genuinely are very unwell, or even just a little unwell, but imagining you're being healed by something is rather nice, whether it's a physical or a mental thing that's going on. Now for me, these don't look very finished. Although I've faded it, it looks a bit, yeah, you know. So what I'm actually going to do is grab a colour and go over them a little bit. I'm trying to pick between the azalea pink and the lavender light, and I think I'm going to use the lavender if I can get it out. I think this is it. Yeah, lavender light. It might not seem like a natural pairing. Maybe it won't be. I'm going to start at the bottom and just go over it a bit. I'm going to go over the whole thing. But the idea is to just try to get rid of some of that white paper without hugely changing the colour of the sort of red. It's going to go slightly pinker. But we haven't actually got any orange, you see, in this page, so it's just to try and keep it within that more cold colours without being totally cold. That makes sense. I wanted to not just always stick to pink, blue and purple, which is what I tend to do if I'm doing a cold colour page. Now this might get rid of some of the contrast between the different areas, but we can fix that after. It's just going over it until I'm pleased that I can't see the white paper through. That it's just working through really. And of course you can skip this step if you liked it how it looked before. You can leave it. Now how well does light lavender go with cadmium red? Well enough for me. And it's something really different. I've never done this before. This colour combo. So yes, and then what you can do, if you're not trying to go off to sleep, and if you're trying to if you're beginning your day and you need some energy, he does this whole thing where you imagine there's a beam of yellow energizing light shining on you to sort of give you energy. That's very good if you're feeling slumpy and I can't be bothered to move type thing. If you're stressed and high in adrenaline, then that's not, you won't need it, you know. It's about judging whether you think you need that energy burst or not. You may need it first thing in the morning, but maybe not later in the day because your adrenaline's up, or it might be the other way around. You might not need it in the morning because you're refreshed and full of energy, but you might need it a bit later on, you know. Right, I want to define the petals a little bit more. There is some depth in there. I'm trying to decide whether I want to go for a grey and put some shadow in. I think I do. I think I'm going to do that. This is the cold grey, cool grey deep, sorry, not cold, cool. And I'm just going to go sort of along these edges where there's an overlap and just put in a little bit. Hopefully it will just define it a bit. And you don't have to do this bit if you feel it looks fine without it, or you might want to just do it and go over it in the red rather than using this colour. It's completely up to you. Yeah, look, and what the Jack Black does is he also teaches you sort of visualization for sort of planning things, and I used it today to visualize that my boys wouldn't get wet, because I got absolutely drenched and it was really heavy rain, and it's miserable, isn't it? But they got a bit wet. They got so wet they had to change their trousers when they got in, but they didn't get wet until they were on their way home from the station, as far as I was aware. So that was good. So that, although it wasn't 100% outcome, it was definitely quite a positive outcome. So they changed when they got, actually I think my one son hasn't, because his friend got in touch, so he hasn't changed, but the other one did. And but now they can lounge about in cosy clothes. I'm just going to grab my cadmium red. I feel that this one isn't quite so dark as this one, so I'm just going to work a little bit more darker red into this one. Like that. I think that's plenty. You can obviously put a bit more in if you wish, but I'm quite happy with that, like that. I'm going to leave that there. Now we have this bit. As I said, I quite think, is it going to be green? I don't know why I want it to be green. What greens have we got? What's that? That's a jade green. That's a little bit bluey. I think I want, yeah, let's go for the castle green deep. It's quite a dark green, but I feel like it is quite bluey. And I'm going to use it for this piece. Now, before I start, just say, I want it darker at each end, a little bit lighter towards the middle, because this is rounded, yeah. So hopefully it will help to give that illusion. It's going to be the darkest bit, and I shall do the stems in this colour too, just because I've got it in my hand, and I think it makes sense. So that's it for that one. This one goes all the way down. Excuse me, I could do with a drink really, but I'm going to wait now. I wanted to just get a little more done. Now they were back and I wasn't in a panic. Tomorrow I've got one home in the morning and one home in the afternoon, I think. So, but the afternoon, the one that's home now has got an online class. So it's a small chance he might stay for that, but I think he's going to try and come home. But we'll see. Now I think this bit both bits could be the same colour. I might use the jade green now for this bit. I think it's going to be quite similar to the colours in the house. completely sure. Ideally, I want it to be a bit darker on the edges, similar to this. So work a few more layers here, and a few less towards the middle. Just going to put a few more on those edges. I'm not sure how well that shows up. I haven't done very much differently, really. And my niece was at the Freshers Fair or Welcome Fair as well. She is at the same uni, but unfortunately she left just as my boys arrived, so they didn't actually catch up with each other. Now here, I'm going to do these three next. I might come in a little closer. Now I just want to do them purple. I don't know why. It's violet. But we're not going to go too dark. It's got the dark ones at the top that we did. So maybe at the Purple Lake I'm going to use. It is a fairly dark, but it's not really. There are darker ones. Can't find it. Oh, there it is. Purple Lake. I need to sharpen it. Ooh, there go my pencils. They were resting against the sharpener. I just keep them out for you so that I can write them into my description. And so I have to pop them somewhere. My desk slopes, so they all run away. And I do have a pencil case that I should bring through to pop them in, but I actually use it for other things next door. So never mind. It's fine. So here I'm just trying to make them a little lighter towards the end of the petals. I want to try and avoid those circular bits so that I can leave them white. I might actually use a pen on top of those. Yeah. And then we'll do this one. Now the centre. Not sure what colour to do there. Got two butterflies. I don't think, no, this isn't from Ivy, is it? No, this is definitely from Wildflowers. So, but of course there's butterflies throughout Johannesburg's. And the bud. And make it a little bit darker here, so you can see that this one's a bit further forward than those two. I'm just going to darken these two a bit as well, and those at the back. There we go. I'm just trying to think about the centre. I think I might use a pink. What's going to go? Will the cobalt purple go? No. Mauve. Let's use the mauve. Where is it? Yeah. Here he is. Mauve. We want to actually make it look a bit lighter because it is quite dark. Even though I said I wanted it lighter, I ended up being a bit dark. So let's do the mauve. Oops. If it is too dominatingly dark, I mean this one's quite dark, I suppose. So maybe I'm just not doing, the background will be light, so it should work. Okay, now we're going to move down to this little bunch. I'm just checking. Oh, we could have bud down there as well. Let's come out a little so we can see them all. There we go. So we've got this large one, this one, and this one, and they all look like they're on the same plant. I think I'm going to do these in a lightish pink. I could use the azalea pink. I think they look a bit orchidy. Yeah, the azalea pink is our lightest pink. It's the one I've used the most. Would have a go. So I'm thinking I quite like to just fade to the tip. Like that. So just do more layers here. As you can see, I'm going back and forth a little bit, and then less as we get up here. I also reduce my pressure on the paper, so I don't press really hard here. I don't want to spoil the paper, but I do press lighter here. And hopefully we get a fairly reasonable progression of colour. And the same here and here. I don't think I did a very good job on that one. There we go. It's quite difficult to layer up a more pastel light shade, but I think I've achieved it a little bit. I had to move it down so I could see it in my camera. There's something on the top of my camera display. I don't really know what it is, and it stops me able to see the top. And we'll work right through. Excuse me. It's all the same on this one, I think. I'm not sure about these. I'm going to give that some thought. I'm wondering, are they supposed to be like this bit that I'm colouring now, but just smaller and not grown yet? So should they be pink? I mean, obviously on an orchid you would normally have a few leaves that are a different colour. Well, I guess it depends on the orchid, but maybe I'm being a bit lazy, doing it all the same. Rather like it all the same. I quite like that. It's because I like this colour, I think. And then we have one more here. It's just a little one. I'm going to sharpen up my pencil actually. Excuse me, I seem to have gained a frog in my throat. Don't know what's going on there. Anyways. Okay, now we've got, yeah, I'm going to do these bits actually. It's quite funny watching my son walking home. I got up to make them a cup of tea. At the time I thought they might be about to come in, and I peeked out the window. I'm just deciding on this centre colour. I'm going to use the cobalt purple for this, and he was singing to himself walking down the road using arm movements. It was quite sweet. And I'm going to use it for this circular part here, and then this bit here and here, and that dot there. I'm just thinking I might just sort of put a bit over there. You don't have to do that, but I just feel like that one might be a different colour, slightly. Now, so I'm not doing any more leaves at the minute. We've got this one. Now these dots are really small, so I think we need to do something quite dark so it stands out. I'm having a look at my blues. We've obviously used the Delft blue already. I want something, I was thinking indigo, but it's really dark, and I had said I was going to do this bit lighter. So maybe the sky blue, yes. I was going to go for the cobalt blue deep, but decided it was too dark and too similar to the blue at the top. So this is the sky blue. I'm going to use it for every little dot. Now this is going to take a bit of concentration. Keep working it over and over itself so that you get a good coverage, or else it just won't show up. I'm going to do the centre the same. So just work it. It's going to go out the lines, well, mine will, Depends how sharp you've got yours and how good your eyesight is. I'm not particularly good, so yeah, gets a bit messy. But I don't get stressed about it. I know my eyes aren't brilliant, and nor is my hand. So I just do it. That's one there. Oh, you didn't see that one. Sorry, it's up here. There's a couple over here. I'm going to do these as well. Just that circular bit. Oops. I'm trying to stay in the lines. I am trying. There we go. Now, down at the bottom we have a teeny tiny flower which we need to do. I'm going to do this in blue as well. There's some really pretty blues. I think I'm going to use the cerulean blue middle. Just got to find it. I guessed right. I'm just going to sharpen it, give you a bit of time to find it yourself. There we go. Cerulean blue middle. Now I'm just going to block these in because they're small. There we go. And then for the centre I'm going to do lemon yellow light. Oh. I don't know how much it'll show up. A little bit. A little bit. Now, I think we'll just progress with flowers. We've got this one here. Now, I'm not going to do orange. I think it's a little bit too out of the colour scheme. We're really red and pink, aren't we? I'm quite close to this red, so I think we need something that's a bit different. That's not pink, so I think we're going to have to go for blue or purple. Thinking of blue, why not? What have we got? We have got the cobalt blue light, which I really like. I think I might go for that one. It's rather like the polychromo sky blue. In fact, I think most pencil sets have this is sort of grey blue. And I'm going to do the whole thing, including the centre, in this colour. I'm going to start here and then fade down to the tip like that. So it's going to be a bit more intense towards the centre of this sort of top layer of petals. I'm going to do these underneath actually now as well. So these will be dark because they're shadowed. So I'm just overlaying the colour a bit more. I could have done those as a later. I was going to, but then I thought I might forget them. So I would do them now. And we'll just keep working our way through. Now, the centre, I'm quite thinking I'd like it the same colour, because this looks like one of those flowers where the petals sort of grow out of the centre and then flop outwards. I don't know if you know what I mean. I can't name them. I know what I mean. That will help you. Gosh, it's... I'm recording this on... It's Wednesday. Before this Monday, and came back from my holiday on Friday. It feels like such a long time ago. I'm almost wondering whether it was worth going, whether it's why the children are so tired, because you know, we didn't sleep very well in strange beds and that sort of thing. But it felt like the week was really long. I think I used to have a theory that time felt like it was going quicker when you got older, because the days are proportionately shorter. For example, I can explain better. When you're a baby and you've been alive for a day, that's your whole life. And when you've been alive 2 days, a day is half your life. So while you're still young, your days are long compared to your life as a whole. And as we get older, as a proportion of our life, the days are shorter, and I felt, but that might be what makes them feel like they are going quicker and quicker. I'm actually going to do these flowers up here next because I fear that I'm going to forget them otherwise. I want a sort of pinky purple. Maybe the japer pink. Or the japer pink. I don't know if it's actually it's a bit close to this. No, that's not no good. I want one of these purple light. That's what I'm looking for. Purple light. But I read another theory recently, which I need to sharpen this, which seemed to make sense. Which was, if we do new things in a day, then the day feels longer because our brain has to process new things in a different way to things we've done before. So apparently if you keep doing new things, your days will feel longer. And while we're on holiday, and obviously when you're on holiday you're always doing new things because you're in a different place, so you're exploring new places all the time, whether that's the place you're living in or where you're walking to and that sort of thing. And even down to the fact that we watched some different TV programs. We watched last night the proms and another proms program, which we do watch, but they're only on once a year and things like that. So when you do these different things, apparently it makes your day feel longer. So that was interesting. So yeah, doing different things. I haven't really tested the theory more than just being on holiday, but it did feel like, you know, longer. So these here I'm going to do in a lighter pink. I think I might just use the grenadine. Here it is. So these three, I'm going to do them slightly differently in that I'm going to make them darker at the bottom than the top, because usually I do that the other way round. This is a little bit of a reddish pink, but I think it'll be fine because it's got reddish colours going on elsewhere. Oh, I'm going to have to finish in a minute. I've got to go and cook tea. Maybe we'll just do all the flowers today. And then, now, this has got a little line here and here. If you follow that line up with a bit of colour, it can add a little bit of shape and shadow to your flower. You have to do that. Now this one I'm thinking I'd quite like a sort of mauve purple. The heather purple, that's a very pretty one. Let's use that one. It's got a scratch on the end. Heather purple, doesn't matter. Now I think these buds and flowers are all part of the same plant. I thought this might be 2 videos, but it's not. It's going to be 3. So the last one will have all the leaves and all the extra bits and pieces. So the candle, the butterflies, the bottle and the mushrooms. And I've just noticed this. What I think this might be, how I'm going to do it, is, you know when you have a flower on a plant and then the flower falls off and it leaves behind a sort of green shell of a bit of on the end of the stem that was sort of holding the petals. Sometimes it doesn't happen with all flowers. That's how I'm going to colour that. So I'm going to actually colour it green, same colour as the stem, rather than making it look like a flower, because this flower doesn't look like that. So I think it might just be the stem. Oh, colouring out of the lines. I'm not going to worry. It's never good to worry when you're colouring. Oh, I feel so much more relaxed now. which is nice. All ready to fall asleep after dinner. No. We have one more little bit of flower to do in here. Look, there's a little bit there. I think I would like to do it the same blue as I did the ones that are there, but can I remember what colour they were? Were they sky blue? I think they were. And actually I should have done that. Okay, so it's here. So these little ends, you may need to resharpen your pencil if you want to keep within the little tiny circles. Like that now. Yeah, I'm just looking and checking what we've got going on. Yeah, I'm going to leave that for today. So let's come out and see what you've done. We spent a lot of time on these, and they're the sort of main focal point apart from the house, so I think it was good to spend a while on those. And we've done the other flowers. Now I'm thinking I will probably do all the greenery in the same colour. I could do it before the next video, but I won't. I'll do it with you. I think that's better, and I might change my mind as well, so you know. But I think that'll definitely do for today, and we definitely got one video's worth of things left. So yeah, it took ages. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I hope you have a really good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, if you need more videos, I know I'm still not doing my afternoon videos. I just haven't got the time. But I've got loads of videos, so go back to some of my early ones. I think you might be able to sort them by date. Some of them are a bit amateurish, but quite funny, you can have a laugh. And all sorts of different things to look at and try if you want to. And at 3 o'clock I will release a link to one, so you can go and have a look and try something different maybe. Anyway, thank you so much. I've whittled on enough. Have a fantastic rest of your day and happy colouring.